Hi, this is Jeff Maul with Visit Lincoln, and welcome to the AOI Podcast studio. It's no secret that tourism means big business in Lincoln, and what a summer it's been for youth sports tourism and sports competition in our community. And today I'm excited to be joined by Derek Bombeck, the Director of Sports with Visit Lincoln. Derek, welcome to the studio.
Thank you, Jeff. It's great to be here again.
Yeah, it's always good to talk about what's happening in your world, and not a lot of people know about Derek's new role, possibly. He's been our Director of Sports now for a few years, and Derek's been with the organization for several years. Derek, tell us about your time with Visit Lincoln and kind of some things that you've been doing since you started.
Yeah, we've just surpassed the 11-year mark with Visit Lincoln, so had a great time promoting and marketing sports tourism in Lincoln. That's the goal. So what I like to do and what I have to do is to recruit regional, national, and international sporting competitions to Lincoln. A lot of people think that I just do some of the day-to-day Lincoln Parks and Rec. That is not the case. Our goal is to bring outside competitors, outside friends, outside family members to come compete, eat, sleep, shop, and all the above to provide economic impact for Lincoln and help support that lodging tax.
So when you talk about recruiting events, I assume there's some trade shows in there. Of course, I know the answers to these questions, but I'm teeing you up for these. What does event recruitment look like? Let's say, for instance, an organization saw Lincoln online somewhere and they said, you know what, I think we want to bring our event to town. What happens once they get a hold of you?
So yeah, recruitment can happen in a number of different ways. Like you mentioned, some organizations reach out to us, and I wish more would. It makes the job a lot easier. But what they do is create an RFP, or a request for proposal. And that kind of details a lot of the guidelines that they have in order to bring their event to the host city. It could be they need a specific number of hotel rooms. They need a specific style of event space. They need all different amenities that a specific city has to offer, and above and beyond that. So you look through that, you see, what can we accommodate, what can't we accommodate, and how can we make this work? We reach back out to them, and then from there, you might do a presentation to them. You might go to one of their national conventions and help promote your event to the city. But then there's other ways, like trade shows you mentioned. One of my favorite parts of the job is to travel and see other parts of the country, see what other facilities cities have and what other amenities they have. And there, a city will bid on this event to bring all the rights holders or national sports organizations to their community. And there you might have anywhere from 20, and next week I'll be in Anaheim, California. I have 63 appointments with national governing bodies from the Olympic Training Center, with youth national sports, and above and beyond. So there it really gets serious. You have anywhere from 7-minute appointments to 8-minute appointments. Some trade shows, they allow 15-minute appointments. So you really have to have your ducks in a row on what information do they want to know about Lincoln? What can we offer them? What questions do I want to ask them about their organization to see if we're a good fit? Because that's the most important thing. You want to make sure it's going to be a good fit for your organization as much as we're going to be a good fit for them. So those are a few of the different ways that we help recruit events to Lincoln.
I got to imagine you demand a presence when you're at trade shows. That
I
personality,
always say,
right?
Be remembered in a positive way.
Sure.
So yeah, I don't mind doing some karaoke. I don't mind making myself known when we're out there doing some of the activities that they have. And again, just be positive and have fun.
If we were live, we could be taking requests right now for Derek Bombeck to do some karaoke.
That's exactly it.
Derek, before we move on and we talk about what an amazing summer it's been, what's it like to wear the Visit Lincoln logo when you go to these trade shows? In short, what's it feel like, and what are people saying to you about our community?
Yeah, so I mean, they always say you should have like an elevator pitch for what you're doing, and nowadays you're supposed to have like a tweet.
Yeah.
And I always say Lincoln's the best kept secret in America, and I want to share that secret with you. So Lincoln is known. Would we like to be more known? Absolutely, because there's stigmas to Nebraska, and we're trying to overcome a lot of that stuff. So, we have a great central location.
Sure.
And a lot of conferences and conventions and sports, they have competitors from coast to coast, and so they like to bring it to a central location so everybody has roughly an equal travel distance. We have amazing facilities here in Lincoln. The championship facilities that we have in Pinnacle Bank Arena with the Nebraska Athletic Department and some of our youth complexes are second to none. So we definitely want to promote those when we're out there. we are extremely affordable. So when you go coast to coast, I mean, I know next week I'm paying over $300 a night in a hotel.
Wow.
Compared to if you come bringing a sporting event to Lincoln, you might be in that, low hundreds to mid 100 range. And that just makes the event that much more successful for the event's right holder to bring it here, to allow their competitors and their families a much more affordable experience. So,
Sure.
And I always promote the people. It's tough to sell people before they get here. But anytime we bring an athletic event here, and I know we'll talk about it with some of the events that happen this summer, people of Lincoln truly do make a difference because they're truly engaged, they truly want to help, and they love to support the sporting events.
You nailed it. And that's one thing that, in my time here, it's one thing that people keep talking about is the people want to help, the people give back, and people are a big part of the experience that is Lincoln. So you teed it up. Let's talk about what an amazing summer of events. I think some people, like even our chamber president, Jason Ball, are calling it the sizzling summer of events. Let's start with the roller skating championships.
Yes.
This has been a staple in this community for years.
Yes, this is no secret to Lincoln. We hosted the 2024 USA Roller Sports National Championships. The unique thing about this event is that it is an entire month long. So to find a facility that is open for an entire month, to find support from volunteers to hotels to restaurants to associations like Visit Lincoln, Speedway Corporate that can help support an event for an entire month, it goes a long way. So we just wrapped up the 3-year of a third-year contract. It was a great year. We had over 4,500 attendees from 41 states attend the USA Roller Sports National Championships. They competed in 4 different disciplines, from speed to rink hockey, roller derby, and artistic skating. So each discipline lasts roughly about a week. A lot of family members do multiple disciplines between the kids, the moms, dads, even some grandpa and grandma still compete. So it was an excellent event for Lincoln. I know in talking to the USA Roller Sports staff and their board of directors, they love all the support they get from the community, and they definitely want to bring the event back here in future years.
That's important. This is an event that started at Pershing Auditorium way back in the day. A lot of people know that USA Roller Sports is based in Lincoln, and we also have the Roller Skating Museum.
It's the only nationally governing body that Lincoln has. So
yeah. We take care of them while they're here.
Take pride in that, yes.
Something new to Lincoln, the Next Pro Championships, an event that you were a big part of bringing into this community.
Yes, the NXT Pro 16 Championships. This was the second year we've hosted this event, but this year we saw over 750 of the top high school boys basketball programs in the country compete right here in Lincoln, and we utilize facilities in Speedway Village, the Kinetic Sports Complex, as well as numerous LPS facilities. But it's important to note that in year one we had 300 teams, or just over 300 teams compete. So to more than double that in year two, we had to open the doors and utilize parts of Omaha and get some of their facilities. But it was just a great event to see over 7,000 athletes from, again, 41 different states converge on Lincoln to compete for their national championships. And like you said, we've been at the ground floor with this organization early. So we've helped them grow it as an association, learn what sports tourism is all about, how to create some of those RFPs so they can seek out, other cities and other venues for different events. We still want to make sure the championships stay right here in Lincoln, but because we've helped them so much, we do host a spring event for them. But this coming year in 2025 in April, we're going to host the first girls NXT Pro Championships. So we're hoping in year one about 150 of the top high school girls teams compete right here in Lincoln as well. So
great facilities doing great things in Lincoln, and we're sharing this event with Omaha. So let's talk later about what we need to do about our facilities in Lincoln to be a better host. Save that for later. The ATP Lincoln Challenger, Derek, was a brand new tennis event for Lincoln. I had a chance to go out for a couple days, and I felt like I was watching ESPN because these were top-end, high-level qualifiers for the U.S. Open in New York that were competing in Lincoln, an event that necessarily didn't take 2 years in planning. Tell us more about that one.
Yes, this was one of my favorites. It happened very quickly, but we wanted to get our foot in the door with professional tennis, and this was a great opportunity to do it. We saw in August 75 of the top professional tennis players in the country and in the world compete right here in Lincoln at the Sid and Hazel Dillon Tennis Complex. Like you said, we only had about 6 weeks to plan this event, which traditionally takes about a year to plan overall. So
wow.
The reason for the short turnaround is ATP dates don't typically open up. So when they did, Peter Cobalt, who's the head tennis coach for UNL, said, Derek, we've never met. You're going to put a lot of trust in me, and I'm going to put a lot of trust in you. But I think this would be beneficial to the community. But here's the kicker. because UNL athletes are involved, because of NIL, because of, a professional event, UNL cannot be the face of this event, and we cannot help run this event. So with that, here you go.
Right.
And so we were able to get a great organization called Top Notch Management out of Cleveland. Came on board, but again, they have no relationships, no connections to Lincoln. So that's where Visit Lincoln came into play with, connecting them with UNL, with the program, with Woods Tennis Center, with sponsorships, with vendors, just to help bring this entire, massive event together for a quick 1 week competition. And it went so fantastic that talking with athletes and top-notch management, they said the facility is second to none. Crowds, we haven't seen crowds like this at an ATP event, especially a first-year event, in a long time. I think we sold over 1,500 tickets. And then to get the host hotel and the Cornhusker Marriott involved, they, at their bar and restaurant, they created tennis-themed menu items throughout the week with the athletes as well as the organizations truly loved. So they saw the support in Lincoln, and we're already planning 2025.
So if you're listening out there, there's one important thing that Derek just mentioned. We're an incredible conduit for getting things done, not only over amazing, like a long period of time, but in short order. And Derek did a great job. I had a chance to talk to Top Notch, and he said without Derek Bombeck, this event would not have happened. So my thank you again for your work with that. And again, we are an important conduit to making events happen in Lincoln. The Garmin Gravel Worlds. This one is intriguing to most people in the community because they had no idea that our gravel roads are so good for competitive bicycle racing and road racing.
Turns out Lincoln and Nebraska has great gravel, but yes. So we hosted another Garmin Gravel Worlds right here in Lincoln. We saw over 2,000 riders from 48 states, 17 countries, and yes, 5 continents compete right here in Lincoln. So it's a very well-known event nationally and internationally, but their goal is to create a buzz locally. And so what they did is they used to have the start-finish line in Fallbrook, and they've kind of outgrown that space. So they moved the event out to the Sandhills Global Event Center this year, which they see a lot of potential growth for future years. Just with the RV parking, with the exhibition space they have out there, and then just plus the quick access to county and gravel roads. Their races range from 75 miles up to 300 miles.
Oh my
and so
gosh.
can you imagine, a 300-mile race, and I think the day that they raced was, about 100 degrees.
It was warm, yeah.
So it takes a village to help run this event. But again, they want the professionals to be here, but they also want the novice and the amateur riders to be here. And so they want people of Lincoln to be involved. So that's their biggest focus. They definitely give back to Lincoln. They give tens of thousands of dollars back to nonprofit organizations from the entry fees. But they also run events like, triathlons, running events, and other non-cycling events just to help to get the city more involved. And that's the goal for future years. This is one of the largest gravel races in the world. They want to make it the largest gravel race in the world within the next 5 years and make Lincoln the gravel capital of the world. And we can do that by just getting more support from the residents right here in Lincoln.
I like the sound of the gravel capital of the world.
There you go.
And I will tell you, Lincoln showed out, borrowing a phrase that I hear used a lot. The marathon's a good example of people that stand along these lines and cheer on these runners. During the gravel worlds, they're lining our county roads, and they're standing outside their properties cheering people on and offering emotional support, playing music.
Yeah.
We just do things differently than a lot of other communities do as far as our community support. So congratulations on that one. And wrapping up with a sizzling hot summer, Sports Car Club of America, cone racing at the Air Park area.
So we just wrapped up the solo national championships for the Sports Car Club of America, and we saw 1,700 drivers from all over the country compete right here at Lincoln's Air Park, out by the Lincoln Airport. We've had a long-standing relationship with this organization as well. We host their spring nationals over Memorial Weekend, and then we take the week during Labor Day weekend to host the solo nationals. The footprint of this event is unlike one you've ever seen. I mean, out at the airport, you go for miles, and they take up 2 race tracks. They have a practice track, and then the amount of RVs and tailgating and parking they have, it's like a mini village out there.
Right.
So they love, I've never met an organization that loves Lincoln as much as Sports Car Club of America, because they said there might be other cities that can, meet Lincoln's expectations in some areas, but to have the support of the Lincoln Airport Authority, to have the support of Visit Lincoln, the hotels, the restaurants. They said, we go into restaurants, they go, when are you going to come back, for the championships? Like, people know about this organization. They ask questions on how to get involved and when they're racing so they can go out and watch it. So, they love Lincoln. And again, we want to keep them here as long as they'd like to come back.
And if you've been to the airport for the air show, we do that on the same side of the airport off of Northwest 48th. So great pad of concrete that provides a great pad of opportunity for motorsports activity. As we wrap up, we're on the backside of our time together, Derek. What's next for Lincoln? And let's give people an idea of the upcoming NSAA state tournaments.
Yeah, the job's never done, but we got a lot coming up this fall, from the market-to-market relay with Pink Guerrero events, as well as the Good Life Halvesy as a new record high of 8,000 runners. But as always, we are so excited to host the NSAA state championships in volleyball in October, and then the football championships coming up in November. So always a lot going on for Visit Lincoln. And
a lot of pizza feeds coming up in the future.
A lot of pizza feeds, yes.
So just had a chance to talk to Joe and Tom from the Sandhills Global Youth Complex. And as you know, I'm a little bit excited about that and love talking about as much as possible. But is this what we need to do more of in Lincoln when it comes to having better inventory to host the types of events? And what are areas that maybe you see we need to kind of work on as we build the destination together?
Yeah, I mean, events are constantly growing and communities are constantly growing their inventory. So Lincoln has to do the same. For those that don't know, youth sports was over a $50 billion direct spending impact in the country last year. That does not count, the professional sports. It doesn't count the Nebraska athletics. It's events that can be bid on and recruited to cities. So, and that number is only going to grow. And for us to grow with it, we have to up our game. Like I said, we're doing great things with some of the championship inventory we have, but to get complexes like the Sandhills Global Youth Complex, that just opens the doors for regional and national baseball and softball tournaments that we couldn't bid on before. So we're always looking for new turf is big, whether it's indoor and outdoor. Right. Again, there's so much you can do with indoor, with soccer, football, flag football, lacrosse, but then on the outdoor scene, again, turf and lights are the biggest things we need right now. Multi-use sports complexes are definitely a must, but again, as much as this complex is going to be great, we could always use more there. Again, I know our soccer inventory could always use more. But yeah, we're always looking to grow and enhance the spaces we have in and around Lincoln.
Yeah, and we're not always talking about building facilities to make it better for people coming into our community. When tourism grows and we have better facilities, there are better opportunities for our residents. So, we appreciate all that you do for tourism, Derek. Your role as Director of Sports, as always, is exciting. You have an amazing market. We have an amazing team at Visit Lincoln that we work together. Our relationship with the Lincoln Chamber of Commerce and the Partnership for Economic Development cannot be understated. We are all working together for one economy. So we appreciate all of your support out there for tourism. This wraps up another great episode of Lincoln Visits. For more information on what's happening in Lincoln, visit our website at lincoln.org.